War is a racket. Everybody knows that old saying, war is a racket, and it most definitely is. And you know Joe Biden. This is Joe Biden. Quote, the Iraq war was a strategic mistake that cost the U.S. dearly, as President Joe Biden will use military power responsibly and never commit our forces to a conflict without fully preparing for the consequences. That's of course, from the Democrat debate. Joining us now to talk about that and other things, spokesman for the Young Americans for Liberty, Thema. Sean, I've not been really impressed by the dovish nature of Joe Biden thus far.
Neither have I, Jesse. First he was Uncle Joe, then he was Amtrak Joe, then he was Sleepy Joe, now he's Raytheon Joe. I mean, come on, look. This is point blank what happens when the president puts a military-industrial complex before the American people. Bombing Syria is only part of the plan to put us trillions of further into debt, tarnishing our reputation abroad, and leaving the American people behind. Now, if you ask me, I'd rather a president that's dropping Twitter bombs than real bombs. But hey, at least we get $1,400. Maybe. We'll see about that. And plus, the bombs are also being dropped with compassion and unity, allegedly. So I'm sure the Syrian people are grateful for that one.
I'm sure they are. In all seriousness, Sean, do we know why? We all woke up, and of course, I don't expect the President of the United States to brief the American people and the enemy before he drops bombs, but we all woke up and it was out of nowhere. What, Syria? We're dropping bombs on Syria? Why are we dropping bombs on Syria? What was the justification? Why did we drop bombs on Syria?
Yeah, the justification, last time I checked, I just heard crickets chirping from Jen Psaki. No press conference, I believe, has been held on this. But the reason, I would surmise, is it's just business as usual, right? The military-industrial complex has been in bed with politicians for years. Joe Biden's been in the Senate longer than most of us here have been alive. So, of course, someone's probably getting kicked back somewhere for bombing, right? It only took a couple of weeks. Biden still has no stimulus checks that he promised. He's got no $15 minimum wage that he promised. He, already broke the promise on banning fracking. So the only thing that he's, keeping a promise on, so it seems, is keeping the war machine alive. And I agree with you. War is a racket.
I hope you're not trying to imply that Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin is somehow connected to the defense industry.
Oh, that would be a cruel and unusual connection to make. I mean, it's not like he was on the Raytheon board of directors shortly before he came over to working in the White House. I mean, that would be ridiculous, but it's unfortunate, it's true, but, Joe Biden is just a continuation of the status quo that wants more war at the expense of American people, American dollars, and someone's making money somewhere.
Hey, thanks so much for watching the first on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me. Like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.